already know I'm about to catch some heat in this zone.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. I am your host, Martel Llewellyn. We're pushing to 10,000 subscribers. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. Today, we have an NBA legend in the building, Kendrick Perkins. Perkins, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Martel. Hey, man, listen. First of all, how are you? Second of all, I already know I'm about to catch some heat in this zone. You know what I mean? But, hey, look, that's good. Let's have a comfortable conversation.
There you go, Perk. So now listen, a lot of Miami Heat fans, they're upset about some of the things that you've been saying. But first, before we get into all of that, do you have anything that you want to plug?
I mean, listen, man, it's a lot of movement that's going on right now around the league. And the one important thing is that what people need to realize is that franchise players are not safe anymore in the NBA. It used to be a time back in the day where, hell, a franchise player you knew was untouchable. We can't say that in today's game, right? Just think about all the movement that we've seen. We've watched Luka Doncic get traded. We've watched Trae Young get traded. We've watched LaMelo Ball get traded. We've watched Giannis Antetokounmpo get traded. We're hearing maybe Jaylen Brown is now about to possibly get traded this offseason. Ja Morant is on the chopping block. Like, when I came into the league in 2003 and Paul Pierce was a Celtic, we knew Paul Pierce was going to be a Celtic. Now it comes to a place where you look around and it's really a place where you could say only a handful of guys are safe. And that's based on a year-by-year basis. We are to the point where it's a what have you done for me lately type league. And if you're a franchise player and you're getting max dollars, you better make sure that you're delivering in great fashion. You better make sure that those numbers on the floor match up to the numbers that's in your bank account. Otherwise, your ass is grass. And on top of that, it just goes to tell you and show the world the rising stars that's coming, right? In high school, in college, every year for the next 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer, it's going to be guys that you could build a franchise around. So my message to a lot of these guys out here that are quote-unquote franchise players, don't walk in and take a situation for granted and expect to be with this organization for the long haul, because that's not how things are going to work.
Now, Perk, how do you feel about the Giannis trade? I know that you kind of wanted him to go to Boston, but overall, what do you think about what Milwaukee got? We already know that Pat Riley finally got his whale, but how do you feel overall about the trade?
Well, I mean, if you're the Miami Heat, you won. I mean, you're getting a generational talent. You're getting a top 5 power forward of all time, who I believe is one championship away of penciling in top 2 right up under Tim Duncan. And you're getting him, where to me, Giannis has at least, I'm saying 2 to 3 years at an extremely high level, at the age of, 34? And so if you're Pat Riley, I think you're thrilled because now all of a sudden you were able to get Giannis Antetokounmpo without giving up Bam out of the bio. And I don't expect the Heat to jump right into the contender race. I don't believe that they're going to be contenders this year. Now, it's still a whole offseason. There's a lot of decisions that has to be made, whether or not, you could afford or could afford Norman Powell or ask him to take a pay cut. If I'm Norman Powell, I'm not taking a pay cut. I'm not. And it's not an indictment on the Heat or Eric Spoelstra or Pat Riley or the whole organization. It's more so of Norman Powell getting his big payday. Because I always tell a lot of guys, yes, it's entertainment to us. Yes, we're students of the game, Martel. Yes, we're fans of basketball. But when you're in that moment and you're a basketball player, it's a job. And first and foremost, I always want players to get their money first. Get their money first. And so if the Heat can't afford the dollars that someone else is going to probably play Norman Powell, then this could be the ending of Norman Powell, and no one should say a damn word about it.
Now, how do you also feel about the fit with Bam and Giannis? I feel like we really haven't seen a dominant big duo. Maybe when they had Cat and they had Rudy, or then maybe before them, they also had Boogie, and then you also had AD. But how do you feel about Bam and Giannis's fit? They're not necessarily the best shooters. Yes, Bam has improved overall as a shooter, but how do you feel about their fit in Miami together?
Well, I love it. I mean, defensively, they're going to be a problem. I mean, the expectations defensively, if they're not a top five defensive team in the league, then I got to start looking at Bam and Giannis sideways. You know what I mean? Like you have those two caliber bigs that are so versatile that can switch 1 through 5. That's hell of a rim protectors. That's athletic as hell. Like there's no reason off the muscle, no matter who they put around them. Right now to this year, they should be top five. Now, if I'm the Heat, I actually love the duo. I think it challenges Bam to continue to get better, right? Knowing that his ability to be able to stretch the floor and knock down 3 balls consistently is going to be at an all-time high. If he could continue to stretch the floor and they continue to play off one another, the only reason that Rudy and Karl Anthony Towns was able to work and coexist was because, Karl Anthony Towns' ability to stretch the floor, right? Bam has those same capabilities, but he's going to have to display that. But defensively, it's going to be hell and high water for a lot of teams, especially when it comes to them protecting the paint in the interior.
Now, yeah, speaking more about Bam, because like you're right, I know a lot of people they're really focused on Giannis, but you're right. They chose to build around Bam. They kept Bam. They kept him out the trade. They are bringing Giannis to pair him with Bam. Bam's gonna have to play on a whole new level, especially where he's getting this contract extension around $49 million. So now Giannis and Bam, they're taking up all the money off of the cap. Bam's gonna have to lock in. Obviously, yes, we have Giannis. He's great. We have Bobby Portis. Hopefully, they can keep Wiggins. And you're right about Norman Powell. I don't think Norman Powell's going to stay coming off of an all-star season. Why would he take a pay cut coming off an all-star season going into his mid-30s? So there's still going to be a lot of tweaks. But, you've also been very critical about Pat, thank God. I mean, Pat finally got his whale. So what do you think about Pat Riley finally getting his whale in Miami after missing out on Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant? I mean, he's missed out on Giannis. I mean, last year during the trade deadline, he's missed out on plenty of guys. So just the legacy of Pat Riley, what do you think about that?
I mean, listen, Pat Riley is an all-time great, period. Like, let's make no mistake about it. And when I say I've been critical of Pat Riley, it's because it was warranted. I mean, let's not act like he hasn't been striking out. You know what I mean? And he finally got his will. I get that. That's just the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is just making sure that you're able to build the roster around them. Because not only is the pressure on Pat Riley to make it right, but the pressure is on Bam because the trust that they've had in Bam since they drafted him, like you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, like Bam has had his highs and he's had his lows. And so now all of a sudden Pat Riley done his job and go and get you a bona fide superstar, a top 5 player in this league. Now it's on you to deliver in great fashion. But I still feel like it's a void that needs to be filled. You got to have a perimeter player that's able to cause havoc. And when I say cause havoc, just think about our last 3 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. And what did they have? Tatum and Brown. Pick your poison on the perimeter. But both of those guys were able to cause havoc offensively from the perimeter in isolation. Okay, Oklahoma City Thunder. We know SGA is all I got to say, right? Perimeter player. Okay, this year's champ, Big Body Brunson, the New York Knicks. We saw what he done. So again, we know how special Giannis is and Bam is, but you need that guy on the perimeter, right? Because people got in their feelings because I was like, oh, you can't win the NBA championship with Giannis as your number one scoring option. And I stand on that. And it's not because Giannis can't go out there and give you 30 points a night. I'm talking about when it becomes possession by possession and you get into a half court set, it's easy to scout for Giannis and say, you know what? We're going to load up. We're going to force him to take jump shots. If he gets to the rack, we're going to force him to make free throws. Like, this is why I'm saying you got to go back to watch the Bucks championship run. Giannis was spectacular, but Chris Middleton was great too. Drew Holiday was great too. Let's not forget, during that course of those conference finals, Giannis was on the sideline. Money making Middleton and Drew Holiday was the one that got them past the Hawks. And even when they got into the finals, Chris Middleton was touching Jordan status. And when I say Jordan status, not as the player, but I'm talking about when you looked up and you looked at some of the records the company he was joining for his fourth quarter and being clutch, he was joining Jordan in certain areas. And so what I'm saying is, over the past 3 years, we have seen a big enough sample size to know how crucial it is and how lethal it is to have a perimeter dude that could go out there and close games.
No, 100%. I think a lot of people took what you were saying way out of context. Obviously, we know how great Giannis is. We know he's an MVP caliber Hall of Famer player. Obviously, he's a number one option type of guy. Same thing with Bam. I mean, he's been a great number two next to Jimmy Butler for so many years. He's an Olympian. He's an all-star. To be honest, he should be a multiple DPOY, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you're right. You need somebody who's going to be able to play in the half court. Mm-hmm. You're going to need someone who's going to be able to get those buckets, be able to pull up, get those mid-range shots. And you're right. Giannis and Bam are not necessarily known. Now, like I said, Bam has improved overall, and he's a good mid-range type of guy. But Jimmy was the one that was really closing those games. Middleton was the one who was closing those games. And not to really bash Giannis, but there was times where Giannis was really fearful of the free throw line. He didn't want any types of that closing basketball. He did not want anything to do with that. So I feel like, yes, you are right in terms of, yes, you're going to need someone on this team. That's why a Norman Powell's good. A Wiggins is okay, but you're going to need a closer. You're going to need a guy where you can give him the basketball in the last few minutes of the game and say, hey, send us home. Yes, Bam and Giannis will be there as to carry the heavy load, but they're going to need some type of a closer. Speaking of closers, you said that the Miami Heat need Kawhi Leonard. Do you know where Kawhi Leonard stands right now? I mean, some other reporters said he's not really feeling Miami, but what do you think about where Kawhi Leonard stands right now?
Well, I mean, listen, Kawhi Leonard is to a point where he's not on the Steph or Braun type status where he could just pick and choose where he want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. It's to the point now where it's like, nah, Kawhi, like you have controlled the narrative enough. You have set the Clippers back. When you arrive with the Clippers, you set them back 10, 15 years. Like, you set them back by them allowing you to run their franchise.
And Paul George.
No, but yeah, and that's a great point, because here's the thing. When Kawhi got there, Martell, the Clippers, the front office, Doc Rivers was begging him to keep SGA. See, and this is why players has to allow GMs to do their damn job. Now, here we are now. Kawhi, okay, to be honest, you have brought more negative stuff to the Clipper organization than you have positive. You had the greatest season of your career, I believe, regular season-wise. His numbers was outstanding. But it's time for a change. And if you're Kawhi, why in the hell wouldn't you want to be in Miami, wiggling your toes in the sand, playing alongside Bam, playing alongside Giannis, and being coached by Eric Spoelstra in this Heat culture towards the back end of your career while you still got something left in the tank in the Eastern Conference? So why wouldn't Miami be on his list? Why wouldn't Miami be an option? It makes all the sense in the world. I don't know what they would have to do. Maybe you have to package up, do a sign and trade with Norman Powell and involve 3 teams. But one thing we know is that when Pat Riley want to get something done and the guy wants to be there and the connection is there. If Pat Riley wants a guy and a guy wants to be there, Pat Riley finds a way to make it happen. Because I'm still mad as hell at Boston. I'm mad as hell at Brad Stevens because I'm trying to figure out how in the hell do you have Jaylen Brown involved in trade conversations and you lose the Giannis sweepstakes because you don't want to give up other young players. And Pat Riley beat you to the point. Pat Riley say, you know what, I'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah, but Perk, when you look at the overall deal for Giannis, I feel like a lot of people aren't realizing that Milwaukee made it clear that whatever team they wanted to trade Giannis to, that they were going to gut the other team. And to be honest with you, in terms of what they asked for initially, I think that's what they got. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Miami's offer wasn't that good. I mean, they got a bunch of first-round picks. They got the swaps. They got Khalil Ware, which I think, to be honest with you, I think Khalil Ware could be a top 10 big man if he's put in the right system, put underneath the right coach with his floor spacing. I mean, yes, there's questions about his motor and everything like that, but if you saw some of his numbers, he had 2 months last season where he had 20 and 18, 15 and 15. He was averaging 15 and 15. And at one point, without Bam Adebayo, he was out. Okay. Then you get Tyler Hero, which he's not a multiple time all-star, but he was a former all-star. He was former 6th man of the year. And I think same thing. If he can stay healthy, they put him in the right system, like a Detroit, maybe like a OKC, maybe the Spurs, where you can get some more shot creation on those teams. I think Tyler Hero is still a good player. They got Jaime Jaquez Jr., which I'm sorry, he should have won 6th man of the year. So they did get solid pieces. And then they got Kasparas, a 6'5" point guard. He should have been a lottery pick and fell to the Miami Heat. And if you're going to do a redraft, Khalil Ware, he would definitely go lottery. Kasparas would go lottery.
Yeah.
Tyler would go lottery.
Yeah.
And they got multiple first-round picks.
Both sides won. Milwaukee did what they were supposed to do. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell.
Just compared to what Boston had.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fine. Miami didn't have the best player in terms of, obviously, Jaylen Brown. He outweighs all those guys. They might not have had the best pick, and they got the 13th overall pick in this current draft. How much more realistically would Milwaukee get when? Think about it. Giannis hasn't been past the first round since 2022.
Right.
Michael Wilbon's been frying him about that.
Facts.
Look at all the risk the Miami Heat are incurring. We're giving up our future picks, our current players, which you have been 100% correct on this, 4 years in the play-in tournament. So guess what? We're going to have to give it up because what are we staying in this play-in tournament for? I'm just saying is that I feel like they got the proper value. When you look across the entire league, for what they could have gotten, I think they got the best value for Giannis.
Oh, I agree. 1,000%. And the way you just broke it down and put it to me and the people, you're absolutely right. Because, man, Ware is going to be a problem.
He's going to be a problem.
He's going to be a problem. To me, Ware is the type where he needs a Taylor Jenkins, right? New young coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, to grow with. Everybody can't handle Spo. You know what I'm saying? Spo is a different breed in a great way. Because Spo is no zero tolerance. He ain't with the bullshit. I gotta say that. He ain't with it. I ain't saying where it is, but I'm saying he gets an opportunity to go showcase and show the world if he's really a franchise type of dude. See, that's all you want as a player is an opportunity to show that you're a franchise type of dude. And listen, showing that you're a franchise type of guy is not just putting up numbers and losing. No, those numbers need to be powerful, but impact winning. Okay, that's number one. On top of that, Tyler Hero going back to the crib, that done gave him new life. Like Tyler Hero, he got new life as well. So listen, they got it, both sides won. At the state that both sides are in, both sides won. All I'm saying is if I'm the Heat and I'm like, this is why free agency is going to be interesting. it's gonna be crazy in my opinion. It's already started. I want to see what else Pat Riley has up his sleeve.
which they've been working. I mean, per Windhorst, I mean, he said that the Miami Heat have already been looking for shooters prior to the Giannis trade. The only thing, Perk, and I feel like a lot of people are glancing over this, this is not like 2012 and 2011 where you can get a Shane Battier, you can get a Ray Allen, you can get a Chris Birdman Anderson, you can get a Rashad Lewis. I don't really see, free agency like that anymore. Now, things have changed, obviously, because we finally have our superstar in Giannis. So maybe things could be like that. But I don't really see free agency like that anymore, where you can get multiple high-level role players to all buy in. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Well, I will say this. Pat and the Heat let the Detroit Pistons beat them to a sneaky deal. And Isaiah Joe,
Joe, sharpshooter.
I'm telling you, like, I know because it happened. It flew under the radar when with the LaMelo and the Giannis stuff and all the Jaylen Brown talk, all that. Quietly, Detroit went snatched that up, and I was like, oh. I was like, okay, cool. And I know it took. See, if this is why I told people this, I said going into this offseason, if I'm teams around the league, OKC is my eye candy. Because Sam Presti, like I told people before the draft, I said, man, Sam Presti about to draft. They was wondering if he was going to trade the picks. I'm like, no, he's drafting those guys. And now all of a sudden, since then, we've seen Aaron Wiggins get traded to the Hawks. We've seen Isaiah Joe get traded. And guess what? Now Isaiah Hartenstein then got some money, right? He didn't sign, I think, a 3-year, $75 million deal with some incentives and stuff like that. And they had to keep IH. I love him. And now I got a call because they're loaded with two-way players. Like they still have Luke Dort, right? Figure out what you want to do with him. You still have Cason Wallace. I don't know if Presti gonna let him go. You know what I'm saying? But you still got, like, it's guys out there. Now, what's going to be interesting is this. I know I'm saying, and I think the move is Kawhi Leonard. But you always got to have a backup plan if you're the Heat. Ja has, to me, no trade value. Like, teams are not trying to take Ja. They're actually asking Memphis, Martell, they asking Memphis to attach, bro.
But they
attach picks.
They better.
So here's my thing. I strongly believe, and I could be wrong, this is not me breaking news or nothing. Like, I didn't ask around about this, but I was thinking about this last night. They've been trying to trade Ja since February, right? Here we are going into July. At some point, it might come to where Memphis might have to buy Ja Morant out. They might have to stretch the last part out like Milwaukee did with Dame, and you might have to bite the bullet. Now if you're Pat Riley, let me go get that. And now all of a sudden, Ja, you got, like, you flirting in that territory, brother. Like, this should be a humbling situation for you because you're flirting in that territory of one foot in the grave and the other foot on the banana peel when it comes to your NBA career. What you think about that, Martell?
The only thing about Ja Morant, I think he's a great overall player. For people to say he's washed and all this other stuff when he's in his mid-20s, there was a lot that went on in Memphis. Obviously, he had the off-court issues, but think about it. They traded all of his homeboys. Triple J gone, Baines gone, Dylan Brooks gone. So they were dismantling the team around him, under his feet and under his nose the whole time. So yes, obviously he had the off-the-court issues, which we fast-forwarded from. They traded all of his teammates off. There's really not that much left in Memphis. I think he's going to have a very humbling situation from what you just said. I just feel like the trio of Ja, Bam, and Giannis, now you have three guys that really can't shoot the basketball. I feel like Ja has to lock back in on basketball. I feel like that's the biggest thing. A lot of these superstars out here in the game, bro, once they get the money, once they get the women and the fame, sometimes basketball takes a second seat. And to be honest with you, that's why Miami, I feel like a lot of people sleep on Miami and think it's about taking cookies off the plane, which we're going to get into next, but it has nothing to do about that. I just feel like Miami consistently holds people accountable. They want to squeeze every piece of talent out of you. They want it all. They're going to maximize you. It doesn't matter if you're coming from the YMCA, the UAA. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you're going to put on this jersey, we're going to maximize every single piece of talent out of you. And I feel like, yes, theoretically, could the Miami Heat do that? If there was one franchise that could do it, it's absolutely the Miami Heat. It's just the ultimate fit. And I feel like now you're going to bring another guy that really can't score in the half court in Ja. In terms of a talent, would it be cinema to see him throwing lobs to, Bam and Giannis? That's cinema. That is 2K all day. But just the overall fit. Now, if we're going to get him for the cheapskate, which Pat Riley loves, Pat Riley likes to definitely get guys, who are full of talent for the low.
Yeah.
All day long. All day long. If he does get bought out, hey, put him on the plane right now. Put him on the plane. But right now, because of the contracts and everything with Giannis and Bam and trying to structure this team with shooters and like playmakers and half-court guys, I just will pass on him for now, unless we get the opportunity that you spoke about.
Yeah, and I think that opportunity is real because, like, basically what Wendy said, Brian Windhorst, I call him Wendy, what he said is, like, he's more than available. Like what's happening? And teams are like, nah, the Sacramento Kings was like, nah, I'm good.
They better put the pick up.
I'm good. So my thing is, my message to Ja is that your shooting splits has been horrible over the last 2 years. Your body hasn't changed. And it's time, I think now is not the time. I think sometimes, so right now I've been waiting to hear from Ja, not me personally, but I've been waiting for like a sit down interview, right? And I think him keeping quiet is hurting him. Him on the interview and expressing and showing him being vulnerable is a different thing, right? Like now all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay. Because people are speculating. They're wondering, well, what Ja are we getting? Has he changed? He's not represented by an agent that we know. He's represented by like basically family, friends. What's really happening? Can we bring him in here? And if we do bring him in here, is it going to be a toxic situation? Because if I'm Memphis, I will not walk into training camp with Ja Morant. You have what you got. You just got Cam Boozer, who is going to be a problem, who is very professional, who is in his blood. The young man is very mature. I got a chance to speak to him at draft, and I was blown away. So you don't want to bring that. You got to find some type of solution to this problem. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to come to a point where you're not going to be able to trade him, and it's gonna have to come to a buyout.
Now, Perk, you're 110% right. I think, like I said, if they can get him on the buyout, I think he would be a steal for anyone because now he's pretty much playing on a prove-it deal. And you were definitely right earlier about OKC. OKC is now funneling. They're shifting guys out to bring guys in. So they drafted well, so now they've shifted guys out that they can't afford to pay everybody. Last question before we close. LeBron promised us not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Everyone's talking about LeBron James right now. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. But whenever you see LeBron James go quiet, whenever he's not picking up the phone, whenever he feels disrespected, whenever he feels like it's time to go, which it looks like it's steering to that. How do you feel possibly of LeBron James returning to the Miami Heat with Giannis and Bam Adebayo?
Hey, look, man, I listen, I'm not the one that want to rain on y'all parade, but nah, man, to be honest, like, to me, I think it's just like we are prolonging this decision, and it should have been simple. Bron, take your ass back to Cleveland. I mean, it's a storybook ending, bro. Like it is. It really is.
But I have a better one though.
What?
Think about it. You're gonna have Pat Riley and LeBron James leave on a ring. You're gonna have Giannis get his second ring, and then you're gonna have Bam get his first ring. You're telling me that Pat Riley and LeBron leaving on a parade is not a storybook ending?
No, that's more of a storybook ending for the Heat. Like
True.
It's not for Braun. Braun leaving out in a Cavs uniform where he was drafted at, and look, actually having a chance to compete for a championship. Also, on top of that, last time I checked, he ain't sell that compound he got down there in Akron, Ohio. That resort, because it's not a house. Okay, that's number one. Number two, right? You finished there. You and Dan Gilbert, you know what I'm saying, continue to build y'all relationship. And then all of a sudden you walk on in right after retirement as owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's storybook ending right there. It started, I was drafted here, I finished here, I possibly could win a ring, the whole farewell tour, and then all of a sudden, if I play 1 or 2 more years, as soon as I walk out, I'm walking right into ownership of my hometown team, of my franchise that I won a championship with. Like, it don't get no better than that. I'm sorry to the Heat fans. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to Pat Riley, but y'all can't get that. That's for Braun. This is his time. Now, it will look good, Pat, Giannis, all of them getting there. Yes, a lot of history there, but it benefits the Heat more than it benefits Braun.
I hear you. But Perk, once again, Perk, all I'm saying is don't sleep. Yeah, you heard LeBron James's promise, not 1, not 2, not 3. So he owes us 2. And I just don't think, I feel like, James Harden, he's always falling short, which I got to always make this clear. D-Wade clears him. I'm sorry. Just defensively alone clears James Harden. All this blasphemy that people want to run up. James Harden will never be able to sniff D-Wade. A lot of people forget how good D-Wade was.
The finals
in
MVP.
My humble
Finals MVP clears him alone. Let's make no mistake about that. That's not I don't even know why that's a damn debate.
I have no idea. But Perk, thank you so much for coming on the show. Hopefully we can get you on the show back again when Giannis and Bam are maybe 20, 30 games in. I know they're definitely gonna want you back on the show. So once again,
bring me back on when it's 10 games in. Because
okay.
10 games is a big enough sample size for me, Martell, that I'm gonna know. You know what I'm saying? If I'm watching something that's about to be special, or I'm watching something that's about to be horrible. Period, point blank.
I got you.
So you know how to bring me back on, man. Listen, keep up the great work, bro. I love what you're doing. I love how you building, and it's authentic, it's real. And man, to be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect coming on here. But your ass know what you be talking about, boy. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm hearing and seeing from you. You know, you got yeah. I know people who really are students of the game, and you are one of them.
Thank you again so much, Perk. Guys, make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for all the support. We're pushing to 10,000 subscribers.